So hello everybody, it's blooming warm. What date is it? 1st of June. Hope you've been all well. So yeah, I've had a few people ask me what's in my bag. What do I normally carry? Well, let's first of all say what bag it is. It is an Osprey Escapist 18. Now it's quite a big bag, but it's throughout the year. And it's got a nice back protector in it as well, so you don't feel it getting too hot, to be honest. I'm quite used to it, but I wanted something with a bit of back protector in it. Had it about 3 years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago, probably more like it. And when you're doing YouTube videos and stuff, you do need a bit extra space for all your camera gear, the batteries and all the rest of it, especially in the winter, because you can put your jacket in it and take it out. It's got a nice little bit on the back. My Bell helmet, I can get the cheek piece and I can put it in there, and then I use this strap to stop it waggling around. Straps are comfortable, never had a problem. This part here, I keep an emergency whistle in. Usually a good idea with my riding. You never know when you're going to bin it and be on your own, because I've been certain places quite late in the evening, especially Cannock Chase, and you don't want to be, you know, you want to be heard. You might not be able to get your phone out, but because I've got the iWatch, that's probably not as critical. But if you're really hurt, might make a difference. You know, even if you've got a watch and you've got someone coming to you, they might not be able to find you if you fall down a ravine. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but you never know. So that's why I've got that. That's where the water bladder is. I drink a lot of water. I think that can take about 6 pints. It's insulated, keeps it cool, so I prefer that than riding with a bottle. Skin so soft, recommended by the SAS, and I believe the military have bought the rights to it, so the new stuff doesn't work. It's got to be the slightly blue. Great for getting bugs away from you. Wilkinson sword folding saw. It wasn't brilliant out of the box. It's got a nice handle, but there just was not enough set on the teeth, so I stuck it in the vise and I set the teeth a little bit wider, and since I've done that, you'd be amazed at what I've cut through. If you're going around the wire forest, anywhere really, but wire forest mainly, the things you get people chuck across the trail, but mainly that stuff that falls out of the trees. You'd be surprised what stuff falls out of the trees and people think it's someone trying to block the trail. It's just, that's how trees work, they drop stuff. I usually keep my mobile phone in there, hand sanitizer at the moment, mobile phone, car keys, all goes in the top, so it doesn't get lost in the depths of the bag. The main compartment, I've got water in here today because I went for a ride yesterday. Plenty of room for tops. Got some emergency gloves. That's why, because I do different things other places, but always useful pair of nitride gloves, or these reinforced gloves if you've got to work on your bike. Mine's not too oily that now, because I've gone over to a different lubricant for the chain. I use a wax lube for my chain, so those are not as important, but you never know when you want to fix somebody else's bike and their chain's really oily. I can name one person, that's a couple of people. Dave and Mark probably have got the most disgusting chains a while ago, but I think they've turned a corner. I think they're all right now. This little seal bag, I forgot what's in here. Bit of paracord. Sometimes, at the moment, I haven't got anything to get my chain breaker through properly to get the master link apart. Sometimes that can help, but you just never know when you need it. Spare cable, spare set of pads and screw. Some bacon strips. This is just a cheap set, the box wasn't very good. So there's little, this was off Amazon, only a cheap set, but I didn't want to spend 35 quid on what they want you to spend for an expensive one, and this is exactly the same. So that's the tube pusher in there. Stick it in the middle. If the hole's not big enough, you can ream it out with that. Bit of glue and a little blade. I've had to use a bigger version of that on my car, and that was superb. Got me right out of the crap. So yeah, I put it in a few different bags to keep it all separate and to control the pointy bits, really. But there's plenty of space in there. Sometimes I've got my winter jacket, it goes in there. Camera gear goes in there, everything. Now, just in case I've used it once, it's out the wrapper. Normally comes vacuum formed and they're a lot smaller. Heat insulation bag, emergency. Someone's had a big crash, they're going into shock, they need to maintain their temperature. You'll be surprised, even on a warm day, people can go into shock, and that can make a difference. Especially if you're really sweating hard and you come a cropper. That can make a difference for shock victims. And if you forgot your jacket and one winter I had to open it, didn't matter what I did, I just lost temperature, I couldn't maintain it, and that saved me for a while. My Garmin computer's in there at the moment. It's the Edge, what is it, 830? Edge 830. It works really well. It's not far off from Strava. I've yet to get load routes onto it and stuff like that and get that to work properly. But it's helped me out the Wire Forest once when I really got disorientated. I just pinpointed where our start was, and it took me back to the car. So that was a lifesaver to have a GPS. Sometimes your phone doesn't work. Joshua Tree Cycling Slave. Now, this stuff smells lovely. It's a anti-chafing gel. I normally use chamois butter as well, but sometimes when you're on a ride that wasn't enough. Sometimes my pads rub me on my knee, and then I use that, and that works really, really well. From a local place up the Malverns, that was. Another set of pads. My Crank Brothers tools. Got most of the stuff on here. Could do with a different couple of torque keys, probably a bigger torque key maybe would be an idea. But it does all your derailleur. You shouldn't really need to adjust your bars and stuff once you're riding. This is just an in case. Got 8mm and some other stuff on there, mainly for derailleur settings and stuff like that. And a chain breaker. Sometimes you need to get rid of the damaged links. And it's got a spoke key on there as well, of various sizes. Nice and compact. What else? This little thing, toe peak or top peak, depends on how you say it. I like to have a reference to keep it the same. I don't like going with my thumb. To adjust your pressures, Landegler's brilliant. If you go up there with 40 psi in your tyres, you fly up the uphill. Drop the pressure down when you get to the top. You know it's consistent, you know you're not messing up. I use it a lot. Cannock Chase, 19 psi, most other places 20, 21. But it's that sensitive to the front at Cannock Chase, it's so pebbly. Makes a difference. Knowing exactly what you've got and what you're running gives you more confidence, I think. So that's about it. So plenty of room, a couple of side pockets if you want to put drinks in there as well, or your gels. The last important bit, I bet you're thinking, he hasn't got a first aid kit. It comes with its own wet weather protector. Never gets used. And then I've got one of these little micro first aid kits, and I have had to use it for minor stuff so far, touch wood. And it's important to carry one. So I've caught a few people out who haven't got one, and they've had to have something. My inner tubes and my link I keep in the swap box of my bike, so I don't have to carry them in the bag, which I find really useful. And this is a bit of a tight fit. I tell you what, when you go over your bars, it's nice to have a bit of protection, especially that's why that sort of stuff is in the bottom. Ribbersford I really came a cropper and hurt my leg, but my back was fine. Made some noise, but it was fine. I hope you've all been enjoying the weather. Not too much, I hope. I'm sorry I haven't put more videos out. My daughter's taking up a lot of the computer time. It's the internet's slow at the moment, so it's been a little bit difficult regards of that. I will give you a bike check, because that's some people have been asking for a bike check. Yeah, it can get quite heavy, but that's a YouTuber's life, isn't it? You need to have your camera gear stowed in there, your GoPro batteries in there, climbing and in various other places, and you're going to get stuff caught eventually. But 3 years of good service, and there's no major issues with it. All the straps are good, heavy duty, yeah, faultless, and string your water bottle through. I've had to shorten the cable as well because it was swinging around too much. But yeah, all in all, good buy. I think it was about 80 quid when I bought that. But yeah, I've got some videos to come, some good ones, I know I promised before, but it's been a bit hectic. It's been difficult to motivate yourself, and when the weather's as gorgeous as it has been, I've been spending my time in the woods. And I'll catch you later. Hope everyone's doing well, and stay safe.